Jason. Oh, here's Jason.
Run away.
All right, Jason. Great to meet you. All right, how's everybody doing? I'm Jason Merritt, running for United States Congress in District 20. I jumped into this race. It's a special election. The primary is November 2nd, and a lot of people asked me, why jump in so quickly? And it was the fact that the opportunity presented itself, and I don't think we have that long to wait at the rate things are going in this country. Look at what Biden has done in the past 8 months, and if you think it's accidental and he's just this old man who doesn't know what he's doing, guess again, it's all intentional. The withdrawal from Afghanistan, what's going on in our school systems. These are the pillars of communism that are going up in front of our very eyes. They're dividing our kids, they're teaching them to see color. It's the resegregation of America. And it's not gonna happen on my watch, all right? I might be a political outsider, and this is exactly what we need. This is exactly why President Trump was elected, because people are sick of stuffed suits and empty promises. Everybody that's ever knocked on my door has said, hey, you know, I know exactly what you need, so please write me a check and vote for me. But they never follow through. They leave us hanging. They take our money happily. And then they trot off to Washington and they stay there. Someone said to me the other night when they were announcing how they are mandating the military get vaccinated, they said, where's Congress in this? I said, well, they're bought and paid for, so of course they're not going to say anything. All right? That's the problem here. They're bought and paid for. They've forgotten their position. They work for us, not the other way around. That fence around our nation's capital that just went up, it should not be there. That's our house. When that First Amendment was written by our founding fathers, they were kind of talking about assembling there and having your voices heard, right? The right to peaceably assemble. Our First Amendment right, the new town square, the digital space. Who gets to say what they want there if they're a conservative and you disagree with Mark Zuckerberg or whoever else is running that stuff? And now the White House is working with them to track our problematic posts. They're making lists of that. That sounds pretty dangerous to me. So the resegregation of America is happening, and it will not happen on my watch. I say I go nowhere until things change or I'm dead and in the ground, because if we don't all stand up and do something about what's going on, we're going to lose this country, all right? This country is not the ground on which we stand. It's the Constitution. It's the Judeo-Christian values under which it was founded. It's the right to self-governance. I don't need them telling me what to do in my personal affairs. I don't need them telling me to get a vaccination or not to get a vaccination. You know what? That's up to you. It's up to me. But you shouldn't be forcing people to do this stuff. This is how you cause a fight, and they know exactly what they're doing. And if you think any differently, none of this is accidental. It's by design. This was a slow process for the past 20 years, for the past, as long as I can remember, I've looked at every presidential election up until President Trump, and I've asked myself, is this really the best we can do out of 300 plus million people? Really, is this the best we can do? And then finally President Trump comes along, he breaks the mold, shatters it, and they had to get rid of him. When this pandemic hit, the second day it hit, I said, this is intentional. If you wrote a book and you had to pick the one thing that no one could expect, plan for, or defend against, it would be this. And this is just a lever of fear. It's a control mechanism. It's a mechanism to divide. Wear a mask, don't wear one. Who in their right mind would believe that a piece of cloth over someone's face is going to stop the spread of a virus? Right? So now we have fighting. Wear one, don't wear one. Get the shot, don't get the shot. All right? Teach a particular particular curriculum in schools or don't, right? They're teaching our kids, and they're intimidating and bullying our children. And their end goal is to divide and conquer, right? China, has anybody realized that China has said that they plan to take over the world? right? Okay, so China is sitting back. They're very happy about what's going on because they realize that America's essentially been turned into a self-cleaning oven. All they have to do is sit back and wait. They love what's going on. Biden gets elected and he says, I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to unite the country. I'm going to make things better. And day one, or maybe day two, what difference is it? He ends the construction of the border wall, right? Stopping that construction costs more than it would have cost to finish it, limiting jobs when we need them the most. He stops the pipeline from being built, and now Putin's got the pipeline.
Yeah.
We're not energy independent anymore. You know, someone asked, what do we do about that? I said, just, I don't know, rewind a year and a half. We were energy independent. It's not, we don't have to reinvent the wheel here. We just have to look back at what we were doing. Things were great. They pressed me and asked me, do you support him? Of course I support him, because, you know, I was able to start a business in my garage with nothing. I had money in my pocket. Gas wasn't nearly $4 a gallon. You can afford milk, right? There needs to be change. And this district that I'm running, in District 20, has been left in the dust. It's been given zero voice in Washington. People are sitting around wondering why half of Belgrade doesn't have street signs, right? That's a local issue. But guess what? It's because they don't have a voice on the federal level. Zero. No representation. What are we paying taxes for? This is back to taxation without representation. I have no idea what I'm getting when I pay taxes. Zero. Other than a headache and fear. I want America to feel safe again. I want my district to feel safe again. I don't want to go to bed at night wondering if we're going to get attacked by another country, right? Because our enemies, they're looking at us right now. Believe me, they're looking at us. The economy is about to crash. This country is on a crash course. And my message is this. I had a very, very rocky teens and 20s. A very hard time. I experienced drug addiction. I went through the criminal justice system a couple times. I found God. I turned my life around. I straightened things out. And now I'm a congressional candidate, and I'm getting messages from around the country from young people that say, hey, you know, I wanted to get involved. I didn't think I could commit, because people box themselves in, right? They create their own limits, and it's very easy to do that. And if we can inspire people to get up and do something to make a difference, we will take back this country. The country has fallen, if you haven't realized that. I said it earlier today, that you had Romans living in Rome 100 or 200 years after it burned to the ground. They just didn't realize or accept the fact that they had lost Rome. The same thing is going on right now. America is based on that Constitution and the right to self-governance. We don't have all of that intact right now. We have to get it back. And the only way we get it back is by taking this country back seat by seat. Because we have no representation in Congress. If you hear that it is too hard, don't try, you're hearing from somebody who has no faith. 1776 was too hard, don't try. That was 1.3% of the colonists fighting against the biggest empire and the biggest military the world had ever seen. 1.3%, and they won. And it was not everybody. 1.3%, all right? That was too hard, don't try. So that the people that say it's too hard, don't try, we're in the focal point of the free world right now. It's all eyes on Florida. And if we can't keep Florida, say goodbye to the rest of it. Because Florida is setting the standard. You watch, you look around. Florida does something, the rest of the common sense governors out there follow suit. So we need some common sense people representing us in Congress. So again, I go nowhere until there's change, because I want to make sure that my children have a future and that your grandchildren or your children have a future. And at this rate, we don't even have a future. Our future is going to be fighting. It's not going to be pretty. So Over my dead body does this happen. I'm madder than hell at what's going on. So you can find me at mariner4congress.com. It's on the palm cards, FOR, spelled out mariner4congress.com. And I'll tell you this. I'd like to hear from everyone, and I'd ask what I can do for you, because I'm sick of politicians knocking on my door and saying, hey, this is what you need, write me a check. And like I said, they leave you hanging. So if there's anything I can do for anyone, elected or not, doesn't really make a difference to me. Apparently you can identify as whatever you want these days, so I'll identify as someone who can help people. So if you need something, let me know. My name's Jason Mariner. Again, it's marinerforcongress.com. Please get out there and vote. And don't, for 1 second, think that your vote doesn't count because we're on it. All right? Don't let them fool you. Your vote still matters. Get out and vote. Thank you. And I'll end with this. And I guess Joe Biden could take a hint. God bless America. How do you like that to end the speech? Thank you.
Jason, very good. Thank you. Very passionate. Very good. All right.